The police officer stood between me and my screaming baby, while the HOA president clutched Lily like she was some lost property she'd just rescued. "This woman is not the child's mother," Brenda announced with icy confidence. "Just look at them. They look nothing alike." In that moment, my world shattered, because the truth hit me like a truck. She kidnapped my daughter simply because we didn't look related, not before watching the full story. Comment where you're watching from, and like and subscribe to HOA Conflicts for more crazy Brenda stories. The moment I heard Lily's cries through the baby monitor, my heart stopped. It wasn't her hungry cry. It wasn't her sleepy whimper. This was something else. Muffled, desperate, wrong. I dropped the laundry basket and ran barefoot across the house, my feet slapping the hardwood floor. The nursery door was wide open. The lavender curtains I'd sewn myself fluttered in the breeze. And the crib, empty. Lily. My voice tore out of me as I scanned the room, praying she'd magically appear. Her stuffed elephant lay abandoned on the floor. And then I saw it. Muddy footprints leading from the window to the crib. Someone had taken my baby. My sweet 11-month-old Lily. My hands shook violently as I dialed 911. "My baby's been kidnapped," I sobbed. "Please, please help me." Before I could finish giving my address, I heard shouting from outside. I rushed to the window, and there she was, Brenda Kensington, the self-appointed dictator of our HOA, standing in her perfect yard, holding my baby. And Lily was screaming, reaching toward home. I dropped my phone and sprinted outside without even putting on shoes. "Give me my baby," I screamed. Brenda turned slowly, smiling like she'd caught some criminal. "Officers, this is the woman I was telling you about." Only then did I notice the 2 police officers beside her. "What is going on?" I cried, reaching for Lily. Brenda stepped back, clutching my baby tighter. "Ma'am," Officer Matthews said, "we got a report of suspicious activity. Ms. Kensington says she's concerned for the child's welfare." "What?" "She broke into my house and took my daughter." "That's not what happened," Brenda said smoothly. "I heard a baby crying for an hour. No one came. I checked the window. It was already open. And more importantly, her eyes narrowed. This woman is not this child's mother." My jaw dropped. "I gave birth to Lily. Then why does she look nothing like you?" Brenda folded her arms. "And why are different women entering your house at all hours?" "I suspect something illegal." I felt sick. "Those different women. My sister, my mother. My husband, Arthur, who Lily takes after, is white. He was away on a business trip." "Call him," I begged. "His name is a likely story," she sneered. Officer Rivera, the younger one, finally cut in. "The child is clearly reaching for her. Let's go inside and sort this out." Inside my house, my hands trembled as I pulled out documents. Lily's birth certificate, my ID, family photos. "See, I'm her mother. Now, please give me my daughter." Officer Rivera nodded. Brenda hesitated, then finally handed Lily over. The instant my baby touched my chest, she stopped crying and buried her face into my neck. Relief nearly buckled my knees. "Ms. Kensington," Officer Matthews said coldly, "you broke into this woman's home and removed her child. That's breaking and entering and kidnapping." Brenda's face turned red. "I was protecting the community. I'm the HOA president. I have responsibilities." "Being HOA president," Officer Rivera interrupted, "doesn't give you authority to steal children." Then she turned to me. "Mrs. Mitchell, do you want to press charges?" My heartbeat thundered. This woman had tortured us for months with petty citations, anonymous complaints, harassment. But kidnapping my baby? "Yes," I said. "I want to press charges." I thought the nightmare was finally over. I was so sure, but I was wrong. Terribly, horribly wrong. Because the next few weeks revealed something far darker. something I could never have imagined. Half the neighborhood seemed to support Brenda. Whispers followed me everywhere. At the playground, at the grocery store, even at the library. People avoided my eyes like I carried a contagious shame, and the words, they cut deeper than I expected. Someone had the audacity to tell me I should be more understanding of a woman who kidnapped my baby, of a woman who tore my world apart simply because our family didn't look like what she believed it should. And yet, not everyone had turned against us. The Patels, Mrs. Rodriguez, families who smiled genuinely and didn't flinch when they saw us. People who wanted a neighborhood built on kindness, not fear. People who reminded me that good still existed. The day of Brenda's arraignment arrived like a storm. She walked into the courthouse with the same haughty air as though she still ruled this town. No remorse, no shame, just cold confidence, like she was untouchable. When the judge called her name, she looked straight at me. Her gaze was sharp, calculating, as if trying to undo every moment of pain she had caused. She pleaded not guilty. Outside, reporters swarmed me, microphones shoved in my face. "How do you feel about today's proceedings?" one shouted. "This isn't just about my daughter," I said, my voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions. "This is about who gets to decide what a family looks like. Who gets to define love? Who gets to decide what's acceptable in someone's life?" 6 long, grueling months later, the trial finally began. Evidence poured out like a river. I had been too afraid to see. Security footage showing Brenda lurking outside our home at odd hours. Her obsessive notes cataloging those people moving in her neighborhood. HOA complaints aimed at families who didn't match her narrow, biased vision. Text messages revealing her prejudice, her fear, her obsession with controlling everything. Piece by piece, the truth stacked against her. And finally, the jury had no choice. Guilty on all counts. 5 years in prison. When they let her away, I expected some twisted sense of victory. But all I felt was peace. Not joy, not triumph. Just the quiet, unshakable relief that the nightmare had finally, truly ended. 3 months later, curiosity and perhaps some flicker of humanity made me agree to hear her apology. She looked smaller now, diminished, worn by time and consequences. "I still don't understand how she can be yours," she said, her voice softer but still tinged with disbelief. Not exactly an apology. I stood, ready to leave, ready to reclaim my life. "Wait," she whispered, almost too quietly to hear. "I'm learning. I was afraid of change. I was wrong. It wasn't enough. Nothing could ever erase what she had done. But it was something, a crack in her armor. A tiny admission that maybe, just maybe, she was beginning to understand." 1 year after the kidnapping, on Lily's 2nd birthday, we held a backyard party. String lights twinkled overhead, casting a warm glow on the laughter and chatter. Families brought dishes from every corner of the world, the smells mingling into a rich, joyful feast. Kids ran in circles, squealing with delight, while neighbors we had feared and avoided now smiled and apologized. New bonds formed, slowly, like fragile vines reaching towards sunlight. And when Lily looked up at me with her wide, innocent blue eyes and her soft, round cheeks and whispered, "Mama," I knew, with every fiber of my being, we were finally home. And no one would ever question that again.